One time, Pete was like, babe, let's go get some ice cream at Thrifty. And I was like, oh my God, you are making me so horny. Rite Aid? Thrifty?
Kim Kardashian recently broke up with Pete Davidson, but not many know that when they were together, she used to force him to do weird stuff in bed. Even though there were many reasons why the famed celebrity couple split up, it seems like their weird sex life may have been one of them. Despite Kim making public claims that she was super happy with Pete in bed, he did not share in these sentiments and was seemingly disturbed about all the weird stuff she made him do in bed. After all, Kim has had much more experience in this department than Pete. But what weird stuff did Kim make Pete do, and was that the main reason that led to their downfall? Or is there more to this story? If these questions intrigue you, then stay with us as we answer them and much more. Let us tell you something shocking. Back in June, Kim Kardashian opened up about her relationship with Pete Davidson and how they started dating each other, but more importantly, she gave the world a deep insight into their intimate life. Over the past few months, Kim has revealed all about Pete, their sex life, and why she made the first move in an episode of The Kardashians. Speaking in a confessional, Kim said,
You guys have stalked me long enough. I'll finally answer you. So this is how it went down with Pete. When we kissed in scene, it was just a vibe. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I just need to try something different.
She let slip that she was hoping to talk to Pete at her after party, but he didn't even show up. Continuing, Kim said,
So a few days later, I called the producer at SNL and I was like, hey, do you have Pete's number? And they were like, yeah. And I text him. I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in a relationship with him. I was just thinking like, heard about this BDE, need to get out there. I was just basically DTF.
Now, this public confession about Kim discussing their sex life without Pete's consent and basically admitting to only getting with him because of the physical attraction already raises many red flags. This points toward the fact that Kim wanted someone she could dominate in bed and exploit in order to fulfill her needs, and Pete was the perfect scapegoat.
Oh my God, I met someone and I'm having fun.
But there are even more statements from Kim that drive these theories home. Discussing her sex life with Pete, Kim continued,
When I turned 40, everyone said it's the best sex of your life. Oh. And grandma kept on telling me, 40 is the best sex. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. And so far...
Kim then winked and laughed, suggesting that she is indeed having the best sex of her life. Kim gushed over how Pete treats her and adding,
Pete has got to be literally the best human being I've ever met. Like the best heart.
She then recounted a time when Pete did something adorable for her.
One time, Pete was like, babe, let's go get some ice cream at Thrifty. And I was like, oh my God, you are making me so horny. Rite Aid? Thrifty?
Pete also got her a pack of Dips ice cream earlier in the episode. Elsewhere, Kim praised Pete, adding,
People always say like, oh, he's so funny, and it's like has to do with how funny he is. That's like fourth on my list of why I like him. Always wants the best for people, can handle anything. Always does it with grace. Like he's really, really thoughtful and humble and just so genuine. I would say the perfect word to describe Pete is genuine.
Now, there is one common theme in all the statements made by Kim. She has repeatedly focused on how much priority sex was to her, which leads us to believe that that was the only thing she was looking for when she met Pete. Additionally, from how she describes Pete, an innocent and naive person, he sounds like ideal person she would want in bed with her because he wouldn't question whatever she wanted him to do. It also helps that Pete is extremely in doubt as well. Fans of Pete will likely recall the time when the rumor mills kept on saying that he had a large penis. This extraordinary, personal, and shocking rumors first surfaced in 2018 when he was dating Ariana Grande. People thought that he gave off the aura of someone with a big dick, and Ariana seemingly confirmed the rumors with a tweet about Pete's 10 inches.
It's just not, she has tiny little hands. Everything's fucking huge to her.
Kim most certainly had this in mind too. It is highly plausible that Pete was deeply and truly in love with Kim when he decided to be with her, whereas her intentions were completely different. As a result, when they started dating, he must have been taken back at the things Kim must have demanded from him in bed, and it would have been deeply disturbing and wrong to him. For a person looking for love and passion, this must not have been what he had in mind. There is a good chance that he must have had enough towards the end and must have refused to perform the acts acts Kim wanted him to perform, which would have resulted in them falling out and eventually breaking up. The internet blew up right after news broke of Pete and Kim's weird sex life, and many netizens seemed to share in the sentiment that Kim was only in it for the physical pleasure. One such user tweeted, "I don't see what the big deal is with Kim K saying she was interested in mainly sex when getting together with Pete Davidson. It's like dudes want women to fuck them all the time, and when they express that same feeling with other guys, you incels get all up in arms." Kim Kardashian used Pete for rebound. It was so obvious. Poor kid thought he hit the jackpot, added another. This fan continued, "I hope Pete doesn't do anything rash because Kim used him to get Kanye jealous. Pete was looking for something good and serious. Kim, the Kardashians were looking for hula ratings. They had little regard for Kanye's mental health, so they're not gonna care if something happens to Pete." Due to Kim's treatment of Pete and then leaving him out to dry after using him for her needs in bed, it seems that his mental health has taken a massive hit. Pete is putting the focus on his mental health now that he's out of that toxic relationship. Since April, the Saturday Night Live alum has been in trauma therapy largely due to his relationship with Kim Kardashian. But being forced to do weird stuff in the bedroom wasn't the only reason that led to this moment. While it seemed like Kim's recent trip to Australia was going to be full of sexy time with her boyfriend, given the racy comment Kardashian made to her team before the trip down under, it turns out the couple had some really serious talks about their future. According to a source from Hollywood Life, when she was in Australia, as much as they had a great time, they also had some very deep talks that led them to them ultimately deciding to break up. There were a lot of things stacked against them. The stand-up comedian turned actor is in Australia filming the movie Wizards, and his schedule has only continued to get busier, with Pete Davidson taking on a bunch of projects following his exit from Saturday Night Live. The couple was already bi-coastal, with Kim Kardashian in California and then the Bodies actor in New York, so the added distance and lack of extended breaks ultimately proved too much. The source said, "Pete being so far away in Australia put a lot of strain on things. The distance hasn't been easy to navigate. Pete wanted Kim to stay in Australia with him for an extended amount of time, and she just isn't at a place in her life where she can do that. And the thing is, Pete is only getting busier, so it's not like this issue is going to go away. They had to face some hard truths, one being that they're in different places in their lives." As much as the distance proved to be an obstacle, despite Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson's efforts to make it work, they're simply at different places in their lives. Besides the 13-year age difference, which the source said made them not relatable to each other at times, Kardashian already has 4 kids. The reality star allegedly may not have been ready to go back to the diaper days right now. So did you think Kim's weird needs in the bedroom led to this fallout? Well, you let us know what you think of the entire situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe.